PNGtuber models are an awesome way to make VTubing more affordable, and there's a broad range of options for all skill levels. They can be simple on and off models or complex bouncy rigs with all the bells and whistles. One way to get more out of your PNG model is actually quite simple. Make two models.
Are you sure about that?
Before you click away, this doesn't take double the work. And if you're someone like me who likes to make a lot of toggles for expressions or props and all sorts of things, then being able to use your avatar in two different ways at the same time may just be a game changer. By splitting your model into two, like how I broke my honk model into the body for my expressions and the arms for my props, you can control them separately with different hotkeys and allow yourself to emote without affecting what you're holding in your hands. You don't even need to do this with just arms. Maybe your character has an expressive tail, or fun accessories, or a pet, and even background elements. You can layer your PNGtuber program windows to allow yourself to toggle between them. Now, before I show you how to do this, I want to give a disclaimer. When working in a new program or trying a new technique, I recommend doing some quick, low-effort tests to be sure that everything works how you want it to. Depending on the program you choose and the things you want to do with your model, you'll need to confirm a few things before trying this trick. 1. Make sure the PNGtuber program of your choice, VitoTube Mini, Honk, PNGtuber Plus, etc., can open multiple instances at once. You can do this by right-clicking on the desktop icon, clicking the program name, and seeing if another window opens. 2. After this, use a simple flat image of your model to test the technique before sinking a ton of time into it. This will help ensure that things layer and move the way that you want them to before you make the final model. 3. Keep an eye on the GPU and CPU usage of these programs in your task manager, while also running your broadcasting software like OBS or Streamlabs. Most PNGtuber programs are pretty lightweight, but depending on the things that you like to stream, having multiple windows open might not be the most efficient. You can also do a test broadcast to see how everything runs without actually going live, and I've linked a video in the description on how to do this. And finally, like and subscribe so you can get notified when I make another video 2 years from now. I'm just kidding, but seriously, let me know what kind of art tutorials you've been wanting to see because I've got more planned for this year. Alright, for the setup, when testing your model, start with just two images, the body and the arms for this example. Make the art in the same file with the same canvas size to be sure that everything lines up in the PNGtuber program. You can export out a few arm sets if you want to try setting your hotkeys while you're at it. Then, you open up your PNGtuber program. I'm going to be using VitoTube Mini. Import the body image and save as Model A, or whatever you want to name it. Then start a new model, import the arm image, and save that as Model B. If you want to set a bounce or effect, just be sure that the settings are identical between the two models, and you should be good to test. Open your broadcasting software, I'll be using OBS, and make a new scene. By creating a nested scene for your model pieces, you can put the scene source into other scenes without worrying about accidentally moving either of these models when navigating through all your sources. This might not be applicable for everything you want to use this technique for, but it's a handy tip for anything that might need some specific layering or positioning throughout your setup. Then, in this new scene, you'll just add a window capture source for your first window, Model A, and do all the usual prep for that source, like using a color key to block out the background. I recommend naming this source to match what you've named your model so it's easier to keep track of later on. Just repeat this with Model B's window and then you should be able to see what they look like layered together. Also be sure that your PNGtuber program windows are the same size, so half screen or full screen, so that they will be the same scale and position as intended. Once you set your hotkeys and save, you should be able to toggle both the body model and the arms. Then, when you open your windows up again to stream, just be sure to right-click on the source, go to Preferences, and select the desired program windows. And that's it. This isn't the only way that you can layer effects and toggles, but it's what worked for me in my first 2 years of streaming. More importantly, I hope that this inspires you to try some new things with your PNGtuber models, and to use programs in ways that they might not have originally been intended for. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have suggestions for tutorials you want to see, let me know. Feel free to stop by my streams to watch my art process live, and subscribe because I've got some tutorials planned that won't take 2 years this time. See you later.